I would say if I were to be sitting in this chair 3 years ago, there would probably be there would not be this much chatter. There would not be this many words coming out of my mouth because I used to be very much, and I can be this way at times, but nowhere near what I used to be. Very reserved, very quiet, didn't want to speak my mind, didn't want to speak my opinion. And so I would always kind of let things just, walk over me, and I wouldn't speak up or stand for myself and say what I believed. And so I think that P-Law has helped me understand that I do have a place. I do have the right to speak up for myself. I think my favorite part about it was just our practices. Everything that we did together at practice, whether it be like here at the ag shop or right before we do a competition the night before, whatever it was just the practices, because they were always so fun and just the energy was always there. Whether or not it was a horrible demo or a good demo, it was just always, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed the energy and just the vibe that the team gives off as a whole, and the girls, individuals, just that they are. It just makes it enjoyable, and it just really grows my passion for P-Law.
All right, guys. So this is about trust, and it talked about a guy that was going to sail and explore the South Pole, explore Antarctica, and go on once they got there, it was a 1,700-mile journey, which is further than we are from Canada. So, he was going to sail to Antarctica, and then he was going to traverse with his team for 1,700 miles. And the year was 1913, 1914. And so they got all the goods. World War I started, and then it was hard for them to gather resources. He did all this work. They raised $250K during the 19 teens. And so that would be $5 million now? Something like that. So he did all this time, all this effort, all this work. The ship was called Endurance, and it made it a couple of days, and that was it. They didn't make their journey. They went as far south as they could on land before they started sailing. They had everything there, and then they took the journey, and they got locked by ice. The winter set in early, and they got stranded, and then they had to get on an island, and then they had to walk 100 miles on the island to try to find help, and they eventually found help.
Well, no, we'll move on. When
the message is
My favorite thing about Brianna is that she's always the most positive person in the room. And sometimes it shocks me that she's able to just be so happy and upbeat and positive even when she's, having a bad day or in a bad mood. She always makes me smile, and she's always smiling, and she's always happy. And I think that's a really good quality to have, and it's really good to have somebody who's always positive to just uplift you and uplift everybody when you're down.
Madam Chairman,
Brianna.
I rise against this motion because I'm honestly just thinking about our chapter as a whole, and a lot of students aren't really willing to go for this to get that recognition, because this does require a lot of extra work and a lot of extra time to really dedicate to writing an application and doing things like that, and I just don't think our chapter members would be interested in this. Please vote no.
This one I didn't really have to think about, because my favorite thing about Brianna is she always lightens up a room wherever she walks in. No matter if she's having a bad day, she can always make the next person laugh, and I just really like that about her. She's very considerate of everyone in the room around her, and she can always just have a good laugh with everybody. And like we were just doing in there, she was talking about her bad day, but she was still making everybody laugh and just making sure everyone else is happy. And so that is my favorite thing about Brianna.
There was a crew of hundreds of guys hundreds of people. They only lost 5 guys. Only 5 people lost their life, and it was only in that journey. They only lost 5 when they were crossing, trying to find help there at the end. Why do you think they didn't have more casualties? And that was something that as I was reading, I was like, why? But, the author was setting up something. There were no stories of eating people on the trip. There was no mutiny. There were no turning and trying to take out the people, take out the guy that had gotten it together. Because this was not luck. This was not anything, but it was because the captain hired the correct people. He hired the right men. When we fill organizations with good fits, those who believe what we believe, success will happen.
Truly, just because she's such an amazing person. And I think her amazingness stems a lot from her authenticity. I mean, she's truly never been afraid to be herself. I mean, she's always known when to tell people no or when to say yes, or she's known how to react in situations that show her personality and not trying to conform with others. That is like that, who truly understands the meaning of paving your own way and being authentic to yourself. Because in my opinion, I think at the end of the day, authenticity is what leads to success, because that's the only way that you build real connections with people. It's the only way that you establish those relationships and that you continue to be a real person that people are excited to be around.
And to say my piece, if that makes any sense, I think that it's giving me a chance to just express myself in ways that I haven't before, and to discover new sides to myself in ways that I just didn't ever think possible, because I guess I was always just I was very unconfident too, if that's even a word. I wasn't confident in myself, and now PLAW has really boosted my confidence. It's given me more of just the confidence to just say things and speak and not be afraid.
Debate on the main motion.
Madam Chairman.
Brianna. I'm against this motion because holding a meeting would really take away class time, and we're in the middle of studying and learning and preparing for midterms, and I really don't think that our teachers or staff would appreciate us taking out of their class time, and I just think that students really need to focus on that and instead of this meeting that many people just simply would not have a care or interest in. So please vote no.
Madam Chairman.
Bella.
I think that in any scenario that she's in and in anything that happens in her life, she's always persevered, and that's such a huge example for my life, because it continues to teach me that life doesn't just stop when something happens.
My favorite thing about Brianna is I'm able to mess with her and I'm able to just be fun with her and joke with her, and she will just bring it right back to me. I always make sarcastic jokes to her, and she's always been the one to bring it right back to me. And I think it's that her sense of humor and my sense of humor really go well together, and she's just such an amazing person to be around.
Please vote yes for this motion.
Madam Chairman.
Brianna.
I'm against this motion because we are really heavily involved in social media, and we already have a very heavy social media platform, specifically on Instagram, and I think that's where we get our most views, and I really don't think that we should make another account, especially on a new platform such as TikTok, because I think that would just create more stress for our social media handlers to deal with. So please vote no.
My favorite thing about Brianna is definitely her compassion. Like if I'm ever having a hard day at PLAW, like I ever feel like I'm not good enough or anything like that, Brianna is definitely super compassionate, and she's super just comforting, and she always makes you feel better no matter the situation.
Madam Chairman.
Brianna.
I move to fix the time to which to adjourn, so that when we adjourn to meet back up at the Ag Shop on January 7th at 2 p.m.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to fix the time to which we adjourn, so that when we...
Now, success changes based on what you're going for. And from the onset, from the jump, we said here, you had goals, but I had goals. And as the person that is leading you, my goal was never to win. My goal was for you to be successful. My goal was for you to thrive and be the best you could be. So when he was looking for his people, he put out an ad in the paper And his ad was not, let's go make money. His ad was not how great it would be to sail and to explore lands unknown. No, his ad said this: men wanted for hazardous journey, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe return, doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success. He told them it was going to be difficult. He told them that it was going to be painful. He told them that success was not guaranteed. So when people came out and when people said, yes, I'm applying, they knew exactly what they were applying for. They knew exactly what they were going for. And in the middle of that, trust happens because there's a common goal. There's a common interest. They are all going for one thing.
My why for this competition, it honestly kind of makes me think back to the first time I ever got into P-Law, because I remember being a freshman and hearing about conduct and being encouraged to try it out. And I remember being so scared because there were older kids. First of all, I was scared of the older kids. And then second of all, I was just like, this seems something a lot bigger than myself. P-Law always was kind of daunting to me. And it was daunting, but in a way I was like, I want to be able to accomplish something like that. I want to be able to be a part of something bigger than myself, because I see P-Law as that. It's something bigger than myself because it just requires so much of you, and it requires you to learn, and you're learning, you're thinking on your feet, and you're doing so much. And it always just seemed like something wow, that would be an accomplishment to just do in itself and to participate in.
So we have Tuesday, Wednesday, you compete Thursday. No matter what, next week doesn't happen if you don't get second on Thursday. If you don't get first on Thursday, none of everything that you work for doesn't happen. Is it the end of the world if it doesn't? No. But you're at the point where you are 4 days away from having step actual one of completing your journey. For some of you, you wanted to win. For some of you, this is your last chance to win. Make sure that you use the last 4 days wisely. There's 3 more times that you're going to go to sleep before you go and compete. But please keep in mind that you have goals. Those goals are the goals of everybody at this table. I want you to be successful. Some of you want to win. Some of you want to win everything. And that's good. Don't lose sight of it's not just you. Your work means the work and labor of 5 other people is not for vain. When employees feel like they belong, they will guarantee your success, and they won't be working hard and looking for innovative solutions for you. They'll be doing it for themselves. I have had teams be successful in the past, and I will have opportunities to have teams to be successful in the future. But this is your opportunity. This is your time. So please do whatever you feel like you need to do between now and Thursday.
Get up and do things in public, and it's really just gotten me out of my shell. And so I'm super, super thankful that P-Law has helped me and given me that opportunity.